Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Daily Dose. It's not too hot yet out, so we're in the sunroom before the scorching hits. Oh, I lost it. Oh, here we go. All right, we are taking inspiration from a Seth Godin blog post. It's really more of a tweet that went out a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to read it to you and then we'll talk about it. Attitude follows action far more often than action follows attitude. We change our mood as a result of how we act. If you want to feel a certain way, begin by acting as if you do. On the other hand, if you truly want to accomplish something, waiting for the mood to strike is ineffective. I kind of know why this struck me, but what are your thoughts on that?
It's many things. It's something that you understand firsthand as an addict. And I said it to Quinn when he was talking to me about it once. He said, no matter how much you want to help someone, unless they're willing to listen, whatever you say is not going to register. And that was true of me as well. It's when you want to listen, when you finally realise that you have a problem and you're suffering from this disease, that you do start to decide what to do next. So I think it's quite an interesting compliment. You have to decide that you want to take action. But at the same time, you've been wanting to take action for a long time. You just haven't.
Yeah, so this notion that action feeds into attitude. You know, if you think about choosing how to wake up in the morning. We all get up in the morning. And for the great majority of us, a day is just a random day. Most of us don't have a catastrophic day that we know about when we wake up in the morning. So you can choose to wake up happy. You can choose to wake up grumpy. If you choose to wake up happy and act as if you are, chances are pretty good your attitude will follow that. If you choose to wake up and start to pick at everything, chances are pretty good your attitude will follow that.
Yeah.
So it's another one of those great life lessons. It's really, addiction is a big example of it. But it's true for all of us.
Absolutely. All these things are. Putting yourself in the right attitude is a great thing. I mean, you think about the great example of the day I got my rear end handed to me on a plate by both you and my counsellor.
Yeah.
That was my day of change, and that's when I started thinking on the lines of that. I was talking the talk, but I wasn't walking the walk, really.
Yes, that's when your actions were in place, and then your attitude shifted. That's absolutely true. That was a pretty remarkable day.
It was.
And here's what
that moment is worthy of a Hallmark movie, all of its own.
I'm not sure I would want to see myself in that movie. But what I love about it is we didn't know. Joanne and I, neither of us knew if what we were doing was going to work, was going to shift, Maz was going to change anything. I didn't do that, actually, to change Maz. I did it because my pressure valve blew up. And I simply could not continue to have this rage simmering under the surface of attempted support for where he was. I mean, to my recollection, and you could certainly refute this, it is the only time that I ever just unleashed on you. Do you agree?
I think so.
I think so too. I did the rest of it in that journal. The journal is angry. The journal is rage-filled and scared and sad and devastated. Sad isn't the right word. Devastated. The big adjectives, strong adjectives. But I mostly didn't need to express that to you. But the whole point of this is just that action that I took did two things. it released so much pressure for me.
Yeah.
And I remember getting home and feeling like I got to take a nap. I mean, I had been holding all of that for, at that point, 5-ish weeks, a month at least.
Something like that.
And I just had to let it go. And I did. And then I let it go. And the secondary effect that it had was that it also shook you out of something.
Yeah, it certainly did.
Yeah. So I think, actions will always speak louder than words. I think about all the times we talked about you drinking less, and you would say to me, yeah, I'm going to work on that. Which sometimes alleviated my concerns and sometimes didn't.
I think I did try.
I think you did too.
Yeah.
I never, ever, ever think to myself, he was lying to me. You were lying to yourself. And that became your truth, which then meant that you thought you were telling me the truth. There was no malice. I often felt like you thought I was stupid, but it really wasn't about me. How I was reacting was about me. How you were reacting was about you.
Yeah.
And that's true in life as well. How so? The toddler who's on the grocery store floor having a tantrum, that's not because you said no to the cereal. That's because the toddler is tired, or the toddler is anxious, or the toddler is fill in the blank. The toddler's response is about the toddler. And we continue that maneuver through life. If you say to me on a Saturday, can we go to Menards? And we go to Menards, and then you test your luck and say, now can we go to Lowe's and Home Depot?
Yeah, so I'm always an optimist. Optimism.
If I'm hungry,
I
go immediately to hangry.
Yeah.
Immediately. That's not about you. That's about me. It really isn't about you. I know it seems like it's about you, and I certainly make you pay for it. But
and lunch.
Yes, that's true as well. But the point is, your actions are about your attitude.
Yeah.
And they're the only thing you can control.
I think one of those Chinese philosophers probably said it best. Was it work begets work begets work?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
God
but it's
knows
true.
Which one it was.
Doesn't matter. For the purpose of this conversation. Take the action.
Yeah.
And your attitude will follow. If you wake up tomorrow morning, instead of looking yourself in the mirror and thinking, oh, I'm so fat, look in the mirror and think, I'm so healthy. And see if your attitude doesn't start to shift. It doesn't need to be something seismic.
No, it doesn't.
Although I would argue that self-loathing over body dysmorphia is seismic. But you know what I mean. Just try it. Start with your attitude and see if your actions don't shift.
It's a wonderful thing that does be good for everyone.
Well, and it goes back to your bed making.
Right.
That's an action. I'm going to make the bed, and then I'm going to do the next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing, and pretty soon.
The next thing is easier because I can say, well, I've already done one thing.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you've gotten into bed another day sober.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Actions are incredible. So, you got anything else you want to add? This could be a short daily dose.
I really don't. I mean, that just says it all. It's a short statement. It's a piece of advice for everyone, basically.
As so much of Daily Dose is.
We hope.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, happy extra, I don't know, what is that, 6 minutes? 6 minutes of extra day just for you. Go do some really good action with it and see if that doesn't shift the rest of your day. Whatever your tendency is to do right now, do something different.
If you wanted to do something outside, do it now because
it's not going to get cooler.
It's going to be relatively cool for the next 2 hours, then it's going to get brutal again. But
yes.
You've got a 2-hour window.
If you're in North Dakota.
If you're in North Dakota.
Yes.
To do something outside. Go for a walk. Take the dog for a walk so their paws don't melt.
Yeah. And if you've done that action, then it'll be easier for your attitude to be positive.
Yeah.
So, I think we've said it 16 different ways.
Yeah.
All of them say the same thing. Have a great day. We'll see you
Have a
tomorrow.
fantastic day. See you tomorrow.
Bye.